Greetings, our Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. This is the high priest, L.D. Smith, the watchman on the wall. Family, grab that King James. But first and foremost, want to give a shout out to the whole family, Israel. That being said, we're going to keep on going here. We got fine teaching as always. You guys know I ask you guys to read along with me and think about the word and listen to the words. Listen to the words that are coming out of your mouth. And I know that the Most High will give you a clear understanding. That being said, we're going to move forward into our teaching now. This here is, I think, part 3 of God is Faithful, and we're going to keep on going, family. Because living in a time that we're living in now, you're going to have to know that God is faithful. And how will you know that God is faithful if I don't show you the pattern, the things that he have done? Because you remember, and all y'all quoted, he changes not, okay? I'm gonna show you what he did, and then that should encourage you if you're a part of the family. That should encourage you to know that everything is gonna be all right. But like I say, we got to get our hearts right. You got to know where your heart is at. See, this is not gonna work for you if your heart is not right. It's not. The same way he promised you good things, he also promised you evil things. Just like he done for my ancestors. He promised them the good things, and then he turned around and showed them, if you don't obey me, then I'm gonna do this to you. The same promise. The same promise. Both of them got the same power. They're gonna come to pass according to what you do. See, so here's the thing. We got to be ready. We got to be ready to receive Elijah when he comes. We got to be on the same frequency. Huh? Because if we're not on the same frequency, then you're going to be left out. You're not going to understand what he's saying. You're not. That's why I'm here telling you now that the Most High God, he's coming. And he's coming with a vengeance. He say, warn them from me. From me. Warn them. Because I'm coming. Now let us go here now into our lesson now to show you how faithful God is. Now, you got to remember in our last teaching, we was in Isaiah chapter 43, and we stopped at verse 18, but we're going to back up to verse 16, all right? And then we're going to come on down to verse 18, and then we're going to keep on going. And we're going to get this thing straightened out today. We're going to finish this, okay? But as I stated, I want you guys to listen, and I also want you guys to pay close attention, and I want you guys to meditate on what has been said in this teaching. You can rewind it and go back and listen to it and listen to it and listen to it and listen to it. And I also want you guys to have a restful Sabbath, all right? Okay? This is the time for you to rest that body. Okay? Rest from all your work. And just think about all the goodness that God has done for us, and just enjoy this day that God has given us a rest. Huh? Just enjoy it and think about him and think about what he has done for us and what he has said to us. Now, let's get into our teaching now. Watch this right here. We're in Isaiah chapter 43. Now, watch it right here. Let's back up to 15. We're going to back up to 15, and then we're going to come on down and pick up at 18, and then we're going to just go on down, okay? And we're going to finish this thing today. 15 says, I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator, of Israel. Y'all know what "the" mean? I'm the one. There was no mother with me. There was no wife with me. None of that. I did this. And yes, I could use my wisdom if I want to, but I get all the credit. I did this. The Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord, which maketh a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters, which bringeth forth the chariots, the chariot and the horse, the army and the power. They shall lie down together, they shall not rise. They are extinct. They are quenched as tar. Verse 18. Remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Behold, I will do a new thing now. It shall spring forth. Ye shall not know it. I will even make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. Now remember now, they came across the water. They left Egypt. He says, okay, don't worry about that. I'm finna do something even better. Now you're going to be in a desert where there is no water, but I'm going to make you some water. I'm going to do a new thing with you. Huh? He says, and a river in the desert. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragon and the owl, because I gave water in the wilderness and the rivers in the desert, to give drink to my people, my chosen. Y'all see that? He says, I did that for my people, my chosen. Now let's keep on going. He says, this people have I formed for myself. Y'all see that? This people I have formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise. But thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob, but thou hast been weary of me, O Israel. Let me see, I want to keep on going. Okay, we're in 43. We're going to go down to, let me see, okay, all right. Okay, I want to stop right there. Okay, we're going to stop here at 21. This people have I formed for myself. They shall show forth my praise. All right? Now we're going to stop there. We're going to stop there. All right, now we're going to go here to Genesis chapter 15. Now watch him. Watch this. Genesis 15. God don't lie. All that I just showed you. Genesis 15. Now watch this. Watch this right here now. Okay. Now, I just read to you about what he did with the chariots, didn't I? And the horses. Now, let's look at Genesis chapter 15. Okay, let's look at verses 13 and 14. That's all we need. Okay, let's do 12 also. He said, thou stretchest out thy hand, thy right hand, the earth swallowed them up. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people, which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast girded them in thy strength until this holy habitation. All right? Now watch right here. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on this habitation of Palestine. Then the Duke of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab tremble, shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Now you see how faithful God is? Y'all see how faithful he is? Look what he did down in Egypt. Remember what he told Moses? Turn the river into blood. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how he made the frogs? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how he did the lice? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember how he did the fleas? Y'all remember that? It's all in there. You remember how he killed all the livestock that was out there in the field with the hail and the fire? You remember that? Remember when he put the boils upon them? Y'all remember that? Remember the locusts? Y'all remember that? You remember when he killed the firstborn? You remember that? God is faithful. God is faithful. He keeps on doing the same thing over and over. Now you see what he did here. He does not change. He does not change. God is the faithful one. He's the faithful one. Now let's go back and we're gonna look at do Genesis well, we did Genesis 15. Let's go to Genesis chapter 25. I mean, no, we didn't do Genesis 15, did we? No, we didn't do that. Let's go. Let me see. Let's go back up. Let's back up. I read you something out of Exodus there, but it was further on down in the scriptures, and there's something that I wanted later on. But let us go back here. Let us do Genesis 15, and then I'm gonna do Genesis 20-25. That was Exodus that I just read. That was Exodus. All right, y'all. That was Exodus. That wasn't Genesis. That was Exodus. Now we're in Genesis. My fault. I was ahead of myself. All right, we're at Genesis chapter 15. Okay, let's look at 13 and 14. Now it says, and he said unto Abram, know of a certainty that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation which they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards shall come out with great substance. Now, didn't he do it? I read to you guys earlier how he did the horsemen, the chariots, the noblemen, the mighty men, all of them. They was down. He covered them up in the Red Sea. I also showed you there in Exodus chapter 15 how he did the Chaldean. The Canaanites and the Palestines, like Palestine, Moab, and different ones. How he did them for the children of Israel. Now, God does not change. Now we're gonna go here a little further. Now, I showed you about the fleas, the blood, and all that, right? Now, let's go to Genesis chapter 25. Now we can go to Genesis chapter 25. As I said, I went to Exodus, and I didn't want to go to Exodus at that time, but it was okay. It all fell into place. All praise to the Most High. Now let's look here at Genesis chapter 25. Now let's watch this right here. Let's do verse 1. He said, then again Abraham took a wife. And her name was Keturah. And she bare him all these kids right here. She bare Abraham all these kids. I can't pronounce all these names, okay? But we're going to keep on going. We're going to go down here to verse 5. Now let's read 5. It says, and Abraham gave all that he had to Isaac. See that? All these other kids ain't got nothing. See, so all them that's on the outside talking about Abraham, our father, they didn't get nothing. So how can anybody allow somebody to tell them that they're Christians, that now they are grafted in to the covenant? You can see here, Abraham following God. All these kids that he had by this other woman, they didn't get nothing. He said he gave everything to Isaac. So you can see anything outside that didn't come out of Sarah, they ain't get nothing. They are not part of the covenant. They are not part of the plan. Not this plan here. See, so anybody tell you, well, we grafted in, please don't let nobody tell you that. Because if that been the case, God would have to come back and change this. Not only this, but he had to change it about Ishmael. See, so God doesn't change. He's faithful. He stick to his program. Now let's keep on going. Now did we do 7? Okay, let's do 25 and 7. Okay, and it says, these are the days of the years of Abraham, life which he lived, 160 years. So he lived to be 175 years. Sarah died when she was 100, I think 125, 126, 125, something like that. Sarah was only used to do one thing that God promised her. God promised her, you shall give Abraham a child, and his name shall be Isaac. That's all. After that, God didn't promise Sarah anything else. He didn't. See, so one can't take this one scripture and say, well, yeah, she's the mother of all life. Well, yeah, she is the mother of us. Yes. But she served a purpose. And when God gets done with you, he moves you out the way and he keeps on going. I'm still here. I'm still here. I have a job to do. I'm not going anywhere until my job is completed. All praise, all praise. Now, he took him a wife, and he lived to be 175 years old. That was scripture say, right? Now watch this right here. Now we're going to go to Psalms 145. Psalm 145. Watch this right here. Psalm 145. We'll get there. Psalm 145. All right. Now watch it, family. Watch it right here. It's a good one. We're gonna just hang out here at Psalm 145. We're gonna do the whole thing. Look what it says. I will exalt the Lord, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is the Lord, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. Huh? Ain't nothing too hard for God. Ain't nothing too hard for our God, y'all. Look what he says here. One generation shall praise thy works to another. Huh? I told y'all. That's how we do it. That's how we roll. We go back. We go back. And I tell y'all what our forefathers told their generation, and then they told their children, and then they told their children, and then now I'm telling y'all. I'm going by the script. That's how we can praise our God. Look what he says here. And see, nothing changes. He keeps on doing the same thing. How can you tell your children what he did for you, and then he changed when he get down there? No, what he did for them, he gonna do the same thing for us. Just like the 400 years down in the first Egypt. Who did he send? He sent his servant. He sent a man down there. He didn't send no woman. He sent a man. One has to look at the word, and then when someone teaching you, look at the location. Look at the location and the individuals, and then see, does that match up with what is going on today? And if it does, then you got a match. But what I'm telling y'all now, we got a match. Because it goes from generation to generation, from generation to generation, from generation to generation. Right now, I'm telling y'all what they told them. And now they're telling us the same thing. Now look what it says. And shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty and of thy wondrous works. And men shall speak of the mighty and terrible. Y'all see that? Huh? Everything wasn't good that he did. Huh? Somebody got the blunt end of the stick. He did some terrible things to our enemies. And guess what? Our enemies now, he's going to do some terrible things to them. He is. He's going to do some terrible things to our enemies, those that have mistreated me. Huh? That don't look like me. Even some that look like me have mistreated me. You got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. And I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what is written. It's right here. It's right here in the pages. I'm telling you what has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, even unto now. I ain't making up nothing. It's true. It's true. But see, someone will read something in the Bible, and then it could be in Jerusalem or somewhere. And it could be a king there. And it could be prophets there. And it could be prophetess there. And it could be all kinds of stuff there. And there could be in their land. But you can't take that and then put it in and take all that was done in their land and then put it in a land where you're in captivity. That don't work. But now you know how you do that? You go and find when our ancestors was in captivity, whether it was in Egypt or whether it was the 2 times they was in Babylon. You go and look at that and then see what he did there. And then what he did when they was in captivity, that's what he gonna do in this captivity. You can't take something that they did in their land and then bring it into captivity. It don't fit there. That's like trying to put a circular thing into a square. It ain't gonna fit. But then when you say all praise, look at the location. Look at all the parts. Look at all the ones that are playing parts in that. Then you will see that don't fit into this day and time. That don't fit in captivity. That will only fit when we are in our own land. Now say all praise to that. But let's keep on going. And I will declare thy greatness. Verse 7. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness and shall sing of thy righteousness. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and great in mercy. The Lord is good to all, and his tender mercy is over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Lord, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Y'all see that? The Lord uphold all that fall and raises up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand to satisfy the desire of every living thing. Just like I said on the other day, I said you can see a little deer or antelope running, and you can see that lion chasing behind him. And that lion runs him down and pounce on him and then rip him, grab him by the neck and break his neck. And you holler, oh, that little poor lion. No, no, no. Ain't no little poor deer or nothing. The Most High just opened his hands for that lion to get something to eat. But you don't understand it because you've been westernized and you see it and you think, oh, well, that's so bad. No, 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 no. Everything has to eat. And every time something dies, something has to die in order for something else to eat. What do you think about you? Huh? What you eat? I don't care whether it's plants or what. Even when you take a fruit from a tree, it only has so many days that it's gonna be good, and then after that, it's gonna start to decompose. Huh? And even when you eat it and digest it, it decomposes down inside your stomach, and then it comes out the other end. Huh? Something has to die. Everything waits for the Most High to open his hands to feed it. The Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his works. The Lord is nigh unto all them that call upon him, and all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desires of them that fear him. He's faithful, y'all. You can depend on that. When you are working on your end and you are doing what you're supposed to do, like he asked of you, you can depend on God, baby. You can depend on him. He's going to come through. Even when we don't come through sometimes, God still comes through. See that? Even when we mess up, it says that God has not dealt with us according to our sins like he was supposed to. Why? Because mercy jumped in the way. Mercy jumped in the way. Our mercies are renewed every day. He will fulfill the desires of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. God is faithful. The Most High God of Israel is faithful. See, we can change, but God won't. He won't. That's why I ain't changing. I ain't changing for nothing. No, sir. No. I know what he told me. I know the things that he did to me. He showed me his word. He put his word inside me. I would never be the same. I am not the same person. And he promised my ancestors. He says, I put my word in your mouth, and wheresoever I send thee, this is what you shall speak. I can't help it. I couldn't stop if I wanted to, even though I don't want to. This is my job. This is my life. This is my everything. I can't stop. I don't want to stop, and I won't stop. The Lord preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. See that? See that? All the wicked. So if you don't love the Most High, then you loving somebody else and you calling him all the other names that is not in his Bible. Yeah. Look what it says. My mouth shall speak the praise of the Lord, and let all, flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. Why? Because God is faithful. He is the faithful one. There's no one, and there's no one that is more faithful than the God of Israel. Now, we're going to stop there. We're going to pick back up in our next teaching. And we're going to finish this off, okay? All right? We're going to finish this off. Now, you guys know how we do it here at the end of the broadcast. We come together with one mind and one voice. All right? Are we ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. One word, one God, one people, one love. All praise, all praise. Family, until next time, we say shalom. We love you. Get some rest.